Hello, everybody. So today I'm going to talk about something that I typically don't talk about, and that's this bags. In fact, I've got two travel bags here from a company called Nomatic. Nomatic makes travel bags, backpacks, luggage, all sorts of accessories specifically designed for travel. In addition to that, they also make these really cool slings. This is a 6-liter sling, and this particular sling can house an iPad or a tablet. There's a separate compartment for it. It's got another compartment for content such as snacks, paper, sunglasses, etc. There's another area in here where you can stick a wallet or a passport because there's RFID protection. Really clever design sling, super comfortable. I take this with me on all sorts of trips, especially on an airplane, especially if it's an overnighter or a day trip. But I'm not here to talk about the 6-liter sling. Rather, I'm here to talk about Nomatic's two bags here. One is called a backpack, the other is called a travel pack. So this guy is the backpack, this guy is the travel pack. And you might be looking at them and saying, well, what's the difference? They're both 20 liters. They both have a height of about 18 and a half inches. They both have a width of about 12 inches, and they both have a depth of about 6 inches. But this depth is when it's unexpanded. When this guy expands, you can expand it basically about 4 liters. When you expand this guy, you can expand it another 10 liters. So this gets you to 24. This gets you to about 30. So let's take a really quick look at both of these bags. But for me, I'm going to pay special attention to this guy, the travel pack, because for me, again, that's going to be a little bit more useful. So here is the backpack, and it's called a backpack because it's a backpack. You put it on. It's not particularly big. I'm a fairly small person, only at about 5'3". But when I put this bag on, you can see it's not particularly overwhelming. It's fairly svelte, relatively small, good to go. What's really interesting and nice about this bag is the way that it's been organized. So at the top here, you've got a nice sleeve where you can put something like sunglasses. In this pocket here, you've got all sorts of compartments here to put wires, chargers, etc. On this side, you've got your nice RFID protection where you can open this up and put a passport in, for example, wallet, ID, etc. You open it up even further, there's more area down here. So it really is a nice, cleverly designed, organized bag. In addition to that, when you close up the zipper is a nice waterproof, so you can wear this in the rain and you're not going to get moisture inside. And this is a nice water resistant cover as well, where the water just sort of falls off. When I open this guy up, it opens in a nice fold like this. And inside, you actually have a compartment here where this plastic container resides. You open this up and you've got a nice sunglass case. And inside of the sunglass case, you've got a sunglass pouch. So if you don't want to bring this guy and you just want to bring the pouch, you can do that. So this is a nice little touch that Nomatic gives you. So I'll put this over here. Here you've got a nice carpeted type feeling where you can put a computer, laptop. Here, you've got another compartment where you can put a nice tablet, iPad, or a Samsung, or anything else that is that you have. And here's a nice additional compartment where you can put papers, for example, if you're taking that with you. It really is designed in a workhorse type fashion. You've got additional compartments here where you can put more content. And then right here, you'll notice you got a little throughway. So here in the throughway, you can put wires for a charger, earbud holder, whatever you want. You've got a nice little throughway. So it really is a cleverly designed bag. You've got side pockets here as well, and you've got a lot of space, 20 liters of space. If I wanted to expand this, the additional 4 liters, that's not particularly difficult. I just open this up and voila, I've got a nice additional 4 liters added. You've got two water pocket sides that have a magnetic closure, so it stays nice and tight. And then you've got handles on all sides. Very cleverly designed, really nice. I would say that this is more for a city journey. If you commute to work, this might be a big, nice backpack to have. If you've got a day trip that you're taking and you're not on an airplane and you don't have many clothes to take with you and you want a single bag, this will work as well. The only downside is you don't have a separate external compartment for a laptop. So if you want to get to the laptop, you're going to have to open it up and you're going to have to grab inside. There's a convenience factor associated with that. I always like to have that nice external side pocket or the external compartment where I can just reach in and grab something like a laptop, especially if I want to do work on an airplane. But with that said, it's really nice. It's rugged. It's lovely. But this is not the bag for me. Rather, this is the bag for me. It looks exactly the same. The dimensions are the same. But the caveat is this can expand an additional 10 liters to get you to 30. And what's really nice about this is not only can you open it this way, just like we did with the backpack. Here, we got this as well. And we've got this as well. Both of them come with this. This is a nice key holder. So that's cool. You can add that. Of course, the only downside with these accessories is adding more weight to an already heavy bag. These bags are a shade over 4 pounds. Now, 4 pounds doesn't sound like a lot, but over time, 4 pounds picks up. And if you're flying on an airline such as Ryanair, for example, this will match the dimensions of a carry-on. But keep in mind, Ryanair carry-on has a 10 kilogram maximum weight. Sometimes it can get a bit finicky and they ask you to prove the weight. So when you've already losing 4 pounds, which is a couple of kilograms, that's not the greatest thing in the world, but you're actually paying for that ruggedness. And you'll note too that there's nothing in this, but it's standing. That's because this bag, of course, has structure, and that structure is going to add to the weight. Now, what I like about this bag, it has all the same compartments that the backpack has, but on top of that, you can open this up as a clamshell. So if I open up the side, now I've got my expansion, and I've just expanded it 10 liters. And again, I can access the additional space by using that front open, or there's another set of zippers in here, and I can actually open this thing in a clamshell fashion. And now when I open it up in a clamshell, it's like a suitcase. I've got an area for shoes or other content. And then here I've got a nice protective mesh, and I can open this mesh, and now I can add stuff in here. So just to demo this, I've got probably about a week and a half to 2 weeks of clothes here. I've squished it down a little bit, but I'm not going to go out of my way to roll it or to put it in compression cubes or anything like that. I'm just going to throw it in the bag and we'll see what happens. And again, this is about a week and a half or so of clothing. So let me just throw it in here without care or organization, and we'll see what we can do. So I'm just going to toss her in. And then after we toss it in, we'll see how much space we actually have. And again, this is probably about a week and a half to 2 weeks or so of clothing. So let me just put it all in here. I don't know. I'll see if I can even zip it at this point. There we go. It's all in here. Not my typical way that I organize content, but we're just doing a demo. All right. So I'm going to fold the mesh, and now I'm going to zip the mesh back up. This is really nice because I really stuffed this thing, but it's not tearing. So there we go. I've got a bunch of stuff in here. Again, it's a solid week and a half to 2 weeks. I haven't even, by the way, touched anything else. So there's space here if I need it. There's a lot of space. I'm going to close this up. And we're going to zip this up. Now, here's the thing. It all fits pretty nicely. But now what I've done is I've expanded the width from about 6 inches to close to 9. Now we're really bordering, we're teetering on being able to take this on an airline like Ryanair, because again, Ryanair has a max of right around 7 to 8 inches or so of thickness. So we're a little bit higher than that. Now, when I first got this bag, I was going, well, where's the compression straps? I'd love to see some compression straps so I can squeeze it together. And then I realized you don't need compression straps. All you got to do is just re-zip it. So here's the expanded zone. Now what I'm going to do is just zip this up again, and it's going to just naturally compress. It's not going to compress exactly to those 3 inches, but it's still going to do a really nice job. And so now it's compressed again. And on top of that, what I can do is, and this is a really nice feature that Nomatic has, you can unbutton the back. You've got this nice cushion area, and it's stiff too, which is nice. But you unbutton it, and now you can put the backpack straps itself inside of the bag, and you can snap it. The only challenge with this is, besides snapping it, because it's a tight button, let me do this, is that it's going to stick out a little bit, and this can take some of the width space. So dealer beware. But I like this quite a bit. So let me open this up again, and we'll pull this strap out. And now I'll put this bag on. It is quite full. There is still space. Yes, I can put a laptop or a tablet very easily. I can put toiletries in there. I've got a nice sternum strap here, and you can see what it looks like on somebody who is pretty small. So it works really well. This is a nice bag to have. Now, again, what's the use case for a bag like this? Traveling somewhere where you got a week that you're traveling, maybe a little bit longer, this is a nice bag to have. If you're traveling somewhere internationally, and again, it's maybe about a week, and you don't want to check luggage in, but then you're also concerned about the international sizes, not just for a roller, but for a carry-on bag itself, this is a really nice solution. Again, it's only 18.5 inches high. It's only 12 inches wide, and keep in mind what Ryanair lets you have. Ryanair says you can go to about 21.5 inches or so. You can go about 15.5 inches wide. The only thing with Ryanair is their width. Their width is about 7 to 8 inches or so maximum, but when you recompress this, you're getting right to that point. So this is a really nice solution for an international traveler who is going for a week or so, maybe a little bit longer. You don't want to check luggage in, and you're concerned about some of the airlines you may take, which might have limitations on baggage. The only other downside, like I said, is the weight. 4 pounds can be pretty heavy, but beyond that, it's really structured incredibly well. It's extraordinarily well designed. So my applause go out to Nomatic. They really did a lovely job. Now, the question becomes, what's the price? Because as we all know, we can go on Amazon and find cheap stuff, but oftentimes you get what you pay for. Now, before this, I've got a bag from Amazon that I've used quite frequently, and it cost me $40. And I really love that bag. But now, since I got this bag, I love this bag way more. The structure is there, it's certainly more rugged, and it's much better designed. Bag's not cheap though. This guy, wholesale value, retail I should say, is about $329. This one, the backpack is a little bit less money at about $319. But don't get them when it's $329 or $319. Nomatic puts these things on sale all the time. I've got a link down below for my Amazon affiliate. And if it's on sale on Amazon, feel free to use the link. But these guys go on Nomatic sale quite often. And if you go straight to the Nomatic website, and I'll link to the Nomatic website as well, you can find special discounts all the time. If you're not in a rush, wait for the sale price. I've seen these go down as much as 40, 50, even 60% on any given day. So Nomatic is really good. I'm not a salesperson for Nomatic, but I will say I've used their customer service. They're wonderful. They're super attentive. Whenever I've had issues, they were super quick to get back. I can even text various customer service representatives. So Nomatic does a really nice job, and I certainly would recommend that you take a look at them if you're looking at various bags for travel purposes. All right. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions about any of these bags, please let me know, and I'll try my absolute best to answer them. Thanks so much. Till next time. Bye-bye.